Okay, so let me refresh, right? Hey guys, what's up? Don't take this stuff too seriously, okay? All right, so this is I Love Jeet Kune broadcast episode number 304, the one about stopping that beardy guy. So as you're logging in, please say where you're logging in from. If you're catching the simulcast over on the YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. All right. So where were you when you first encountered Beerdy? For me, it was 4 years ago with this headline caption, Bruce Lee's only real fight ever recorded. All right. Now, I'm sure many of you out there in the JKD world are familiar with that particular video. And those of us in the know, we recognized it as the 1967 Long Beach International sparring demonstration between Bruce Lee and Dan Insano at one point. At another point, it was Bruce Lee and James Lee, I believe, right? But he called it Bruce Lee's ever real fight ever recorded. And apparently that video, and the popularity of that video underscores the online debate about Bruce Lee's fighting prowess, which we could say ultimately resulted in the publication of John Little's latest book. I thought I had it here with me, Wrath of the Dragon, but I digress. So Beerdy was put on my radar for the length of that video. But then he came back into my sights for a second video, and it was this one where he says Joe Louis tries to teach Bruce Lee karate, then this happened. And of course, once again, all those in the know recognize this immediately, right? This is not Joe Louis, okay? So it's not Joe Louis trying to teach Bruce Lee anything. But again, this one was from 2 years ago, right? So I'm trying to establish a timeline here with you. So I was pretty much done with Beerdy after that one, right? Because I realized that he was a nincompoop, and I didn't really have time for him, or so I thought. Last week, I have a returning private client, and he sent me a video of, guess what? It's someone else doubting Bruce Lee's prowess. Now, since this came from somebody who's relatively close to me and who believed what was going on in the video, I thought we should talk about it. So let me put this into the stream for you, and I might switch things around a little bit just so you can get
try to start it.
Yeah.
Take him. Like he just go to the halfway.
So
And he fit already on my face. Like that. I'm just like that. Then
Well, that didn't end well.
right. So it's a piece, a snippet from a Sammo Hung interview, and Sammo Hung is talking about I guess his first encounter with Bruce Lee and the speed of Bruce Lee's kick, right? So Beardy's video continues.
For Sammo Hung, and after this incident, Sammo was telling everyone in the Hong Kong movie scene about Bruce Lee's amazing speed. The rumor spread.
I love how he just says stuff, right? You know, Sammo Hung was telling everybody in the Hong Kong movie field about Bruce Lee's incredible speed. He doesn't know that. None of us know that, but it's good storytelling.
And Bolo Young eventually heard about
Rumors spread.
Bruce Lee's amazing speed. So when Bolo Young was lucky enough to work with Bruce Lee on Enter the Dragon, he just had to test Bruce Lee's speed. To spar with.
Right. So again, how does he know? How does he know that that Bolo Young was like, oh man, I'm getting to work with Bruce Lee. I gotta test his speed. Right? Nobody knows that.
Bruce Lee wanted to test his speed. So Bolo said, okay, that's fine, but I'm not going to be having a fight with you in the movie Enter the Dragon, but at least let's have a sparring match. I want to test your speed. And Bruce Lee is amused and he says, okay, let's do it. And they start talking. That's what you're seeing right here. They start talking and like arguing about how they're going to do it. So Bruce Lee was telling
That's incredible, right? He takes this shot and he says, this is an argument or a discussion about how Bolo is going to test Bruce Lee's speed. Right?
him, okay, let's get comfortable. Let's take our clothes off. And he was
I love that. I guess English is not his first language. He said, Bruce Lee says, let's take our clothes off.
Telling Bolo what's going to happen. So I'm going to punch you, right? And your goal is to dodge or block my punch. That's all we have to do.
I love it. I love it. I have to admit, I have a perverse admiration for anybody who has skills like this to take snapshots and videos and what have you, and just construct a completely different narrative, right? You know, it's like two people watching the same thing, and then you ask them what they saw, and it's like one guy saw A and the other guy saw like triple B or what have you, right? So I have a perverse admiration for that ability. So here he says Bruce Lee is telling Bolo how things are going to happen to test the speed.
Do dodge it or block it. If you dodge it or block it, you win. It's that simple, okay? And that's exactly what they did. They took their clothes off, and that's what you're seeing
again with the taking of the clothes off
right here. Bruce Lee landing a punch.
And this, right, is the outcome. Bruce Lee explained to Bolo how things were going to happen, and this is the end result. Bruce Lee smacking
on Bolo Young's face. So Bolo Young was not able to block or dodge Bruce Lee's punch.
I try to.
Okay, you got that, right? So that photo is the result of Bolo Youngzy, right, challenging Bruce Lee's speed. He ends up being smacked across the face with it. Now, the thing, as you, like we said before, in fact, let me pull it. Let me see if I can find it again and pull it up for you. This one, the original Bruce Lee's only fight. So this is 4 years ago, and I think it's up to 11 million views. You heard me, right? You heard me correctly. 11 million views. Okay, so at some point, so I don't know what percentage of people believe the headline for this video, but we know that it's been seen 11 million times, right? Okay, so to me, that's an indication that Beerdy has been able, because the second video, the one I just showed you, that one is only a few months old, right? Maybe as little as 2 months. I forgot to check. So what I'm saying is that obviously Beerdy is still up to his tricks and is still able to construct these narratives and put this misinformation out there, right? Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you guys in case some of you are not aware of it, right? So that last shot that you saw of Bruce Lee and Bolo Young, okay? So here's the reality of it. I'll show you this one first, right? So that's the one. That's another angle of Bruce Lee apparently smacking Bolo Young because Bolo challenged him, right? This is the real story. They're on the set it's obviously, I don't think it's rehearsal because of what John Saxon is wearing and what Bolo is wearing, right? I don't think it's rehearsal for it. I think this is just behind the scenes of the actual shooting of the scene. Okay, so there's Bruce Lee hitting Bolo with John Saxon looking on. Then there is the actual, I think this is the actual movie still, right? John Saxon hitting Bolo. But then if you're fortunate enough, you will have seen this also, right? Behind the scenes, rehearsal for the stunt, Bruce Lee showing Bolo and Saxon how to take the punch, right? So it's not at all what Beerdy is talking about, right? But like I said, and I'm sorry that I keep giggling like a schoolgirl with all this. So why devote the final issue of the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast for the year 2003 to this matter of Beerdy, Bruce Lee Central, and whatever? And I'm sorry if I disappointed any of you who thought that I was going to call for Beardy's removal from the YouTube. You should know by now that I am not big into censorship. I'm not a fan of cancel culture or whatever it is that you call it. But it underscores the point that Beerdy and his channel and others like it are evidence of, one, controversy sells, and two, there's still a lot of work to be done to counteract or counterattack the amount of JKD misinformation that still permeates the internet. So even though we've done this several times before, I am going to do it again. And I am going to suggest that we all make a collective New Year's resolution here on the internet. When it comes to our beloved Jeet Kune Do, we do nothing but be educative and or informative. What say you? So let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all I got to say about this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter at Dwight Woods and on Instagram at Dwight D. Woods. At paypal.me/UnifiedMA Miami. PayPal.me/UnifiedMA Miami. The Jeet Kune Do Journey Volume 1 is available, raw but edited version. You can also support the show over at jkdrebel.com. Click on the Rebel Gear link, and that's where you'll see stuff like this, the 4 tenets of Jeet Kune Do coffee mug, and stuff like this, the JKD Notables t-shirt, also available, hoodie, short sleeve, long sleeve, sweatshirt, all that good stuff. But of course, like I said before, best thing you can do is to share this video and spread the word about the I Love Jeet Kune Do broadcast. On Friday, we will finish up the year with another Ask Me Anything episode of the Jeet Kune Do Dialogues. That's Friday, regular 6 p.m. And well, I'll tell you about January in a couple of days. All right, so that's it for today. Today is a pastel day, so I went with the big, plus we talked a lot about Enter the Dragon, so I went with the big Bruce Lee sidekick shirt. So I'll see some of you on Friday at 6 p.m. for the Jeet Kune Do Dialogues. If not, you guys have a great new year, and I'll talk to you soon.